to hold extensive firing exercises in the Barents Sea, close to the border with Norway. Now, this is going to be this is going to be crazy because they're going to be firing live ammunition. If y'all don't know, NATO's on high alert for any kind of ammunition near their borders or near their infrastructure. They think that Russia is going to be practicing possibly how to sever the underwater cables that would be able to sever our cables from the east to the west, pretty much the United States to Europe. We hope that doesn't happen, but that's what's in the talks right now. This is all the area that's going to be in the exercise. As y'all can see, this is right close to Norway, very close to Norway. Norway was aware of these, and they're going to be stopping any ships or planes from going in these areas to make sure that there is no miscommunication or a big accident. Because once again, boom. All right. The United States kicks off a debate on massive defense bill that targets China and Russia. The United States formally kicked off a debate on Tuesday, 2023. National Defense Authorization Act must pass a $817 billion bill, setting the policy for the Pentagon and including provisions to compete with China and Russia and boost Taiwan and Ukraine. This is what they're talking about right now. They really want to help out Ukraine. They're not backing down. Europe is backing down. Europe is scared. Europe is scared as shit right now. They are not backing down. They are kind of backing down, and the United States and NATO are stepping up. They're trying so hard to step up. Do you think we will let Ukraine join NATO? No. They already voted against it. Bulgaria did. They said they will not agree to a fast-paced membership of Ukraine, just for the simple fact it will be a war with Russia, even though NATO kind of admitted that they were already in that war, which I'm about to be showing. The U.S. could assassinate Vladimir Putin if Russia uses nuclear weapons in Ukraine, John Bolton claims. John Bolton said Putin needed to be aware he will be held accountable. The United States could assassinate Vladimir Putin if he uses nuclear weapons in this conflict with Ukraine. So, speaking to LBC News on Tuesday, Bolton, a Republican who served under Donald Trump, said that the Russian leader needed to understand while it might not happen the next day, he will be held accountable. So this is another warning getting put out there from someone that was already in there, which we already know. The White House keeps avoiding the questions that, oh, yeah, we don't know what's going to happen. It'll be severe consequences. They know what's going to happen. The United States will step in. NATO will step in. That's exactly what happened, because this week, NATO put out a warning to Russia. If they attack our infrastructure, it will be Article 5. That's what Jens Stoltenberg said today, which they're still investigating the pipeline, which would be German infrastructure, or Poland. Let's continue on. The top EU diplomat says Europe's prosperity based on cheap gas from Russia, warns of the perfect storm leading to world recession. Yeah, because now everybody's got to find somewhere else to go. But the United States has fucked up all their ties. We're about to be in the same boat as Europe. As y'all know, we lost to UAE and we lost Saudi Arabia. They're going to Russia side. So is China. Everybody voted against the annexation except for China and India, which India did say that they're against it, but they didn't vote against it. They abstained from the vote. So we're starting to see what teams are forming up right now. This is definitely not no game. What's up, Dr. Evelyn? What's up, everybody coming in the house, man? Show love to the channel. Show love to my moderators that make this happen. I can't wait to get through this mess because I got a lot of news today. I know you guys have been waiting for me, man. So I'm ready for this. Let's continue on. All right here, NATO prepares for nuclear drills, double the number of warships in the Baltic to 30. There's 30 warships in the Baltic right now. These are to protect the pipelines. These are to watch for Russian activity. 30 warships. All right, in a show of strength after heroic Russian bombing raids in Ukraine, which Russia went all out to hit Ukraine's infrastructure. I think they said 30% of Ukraine is in the dark right now. 30% of Ukraine is completely in the dark. No power, no water, no nothing. So that's really bad to think about. And to come on the notes to this means Ukraine's is this close to being done. They can't fight if they're starving. They can't fight if they have no power or no gas or anything. So Russia knows what they're doing, and it's bad because NATO's about to step in pretty fast. They already warned Belarus as well. If they keep being a participant in this war, pretty sure you guys know what's going to happen. Poland's already setting up for a war with Belarus. So is Lithuania and Latvia and Ukraine, all three. In fact, let's talk about NATO preparing for a preemptive strike on Russia. Scary, I know. Not fear-mongering, not fake news. It's actually around the block. Swear. So let's continue on this because I'd rather show the articles. A lot of news. Look at me. I'm still going through this mess. I've been taking screenshots of this crazy news all freaking day. Let me see if I could find the one about NATO. I know I took that one really close. Oh, yeah, this is the one about Article 5. NATO warned Russia if they target infrastructure, it would be Article 5. Let me see if I can find a zoomed out version of that. Oh, yeah, another bad thing. Yeah, y'all not going to like this. The United States drone could be behind the Crimea bridge explosion. That's another thing that came out of the investigation. A couple of experts was talking about this, that a U.S. drone could have been flying there and Ukraine could have been in control of it and literally hit the bridge. Another bad one is that Bulgaria is involved in this as well. Russia keeps saying that Bulgaria is definitely involved in this. As y'all can see, Russian Federation Security Service says the Crimean bridge blast sent from Odessa via Bulgaria. So they're also saying that this blast could have came from Bulgaria. I mean, this could have been set up, was the most immediate answer that the Russians gave out. So two of these, well, Bulgaria is a NATO member. And of course, if it was a U.S. drone, the United States leads NATO. So that would say NATO's involved, which Russia did say that we are involved in the war now. Okay, here we go. Putin put out a warning. The United States, Ukraine, and Poland are the main factories of the sabotage in Nord Stream. The United States and Poland are the main ones that benefit from sabotage of the Nord Stream. Russian President Vladimir Putin said, the beneficiary, it is clear enough that there is no need to go into detail here. After all, the geopolitical importance of remaining gas systems increases. They run through the territory of Poland, through the territory of Ukraine, 2 streams, and all built due in time by Russia in its own expense, as well as the United States, of course. So Putin's pointing out that the main culprits in his eyes is Poland, the United States, and Ukraine. But that's because he's the leader of Russia and he's trying to figure out who's behind this. And once they do figure out, just like NATO's saying they're going to use Article 5, Russia could say, well, NATO attacked our infrastructure. So either way, we're walking into a war. Either way, this goes. Let's continue on. Biden amidst inflation is a national and global threat. The new national security strategy promising to compete with China and constrain dangerous Russia. Yes, they want to contain Russia. How are we going to restrain Russia, bro? He also said it's worse than the Cold War as well. We're worse than the Cold War era that put out there with the Cuban Missile Crisis that he put out just a couple of days ago. Thank you for the donation, Seeker. Thank you for the donation to everybody. Thank you for all the ones that support this channel. But let's continue on this. Russia poses an immediate threat to the free and open international system. The PRC, by contrast, is the only competitor on both intent and reshape the international order. Biden declared the post-Cold War era definitely over and ticked off a laundry list of global issues that could trigger national security threats, like Russia and China, literally saying that they're the biggest security threats to us right now. And he ignored the North Korea one because they also threw in that North Korea now poses a security threat. This was by the Pentagon yesterday, because North Korea is just launching nukes, and now they just deployed tactical nuclear weapons to the border with South Korea, which is on here as well. Hold on, let me go back. Oh, this whole thing freezing now. Is this the one? Yeah, North Korea says it deployed nuclear-capable long-range cruise missiles. That just came out actually a few minutes ago. North Korea, Kim Jong-un oversaw a test of long-range strategic cruise missiles, the state media reported Thursday, and yet another sign that Pyongyang is increasingly deploying even more powerful missiles capable of delivering nuclear bombs to its neighbor. Crazy. North Korea Kim warns enemies after cruise missile. Yeah, they've been already warning the United States that if they continue this, they can definitely attack. Let me get this person out of here because they're ruining the live. But they could definitely attack South Korea pretty easily. But they already said if North Korea does a nuclear test, if they actually do a nuclear test, detonate a nuclear weapon under the ground or in the ocean, that they would respond forcefully. Don't forget that Japan, the United States, and South Korea all said they would respond forcefully. So we're on the verge right here, guys. We're just waiting. We're literally just waiting. And China's being quiet again, but Taiwan is saying they're getting ready for a hybrid war. I'm just trying to go in backwards. North Korea also launches 150 planes in a rare large-scale drill. Highly publicized exercise was for propaganda, but it used precious jet fuel during a shortage. You're not really late. I just started doing a recap backwards from the crazier news that I just got and all the way to the wacky news. Russia invites the United States to cede and join the country. I told y'all about this. Now it's all over the fucking media. Finally, all over the fucking media. All right, a senior Russian lawmaker has invited the American states to cede and instead join the Russian Federation amid polling showing support amongst Americans for their states to break away. Wow, that's not good. I'm not trying to become nothing. I ain't trying to become part of Russia, bro. I'm cool. Y'all can do that. I'm Gucci. I'm Gucci on that. So now Russia once again has tried to put out this proposition to give Turkey the biggest pipeline, and then Europe can go for Turkey to get Russian gas. The fact is, it will still benefit Russia. So Europe and Germany said, no, we're not going to give in to anything that you try to say. And there's a new leak in the Poland pipeline, the Polish pipeline today. There's another leak coming out today. So they say it's sabotage yet, but putting it out there that there's a big leak. All right. And so, yes, this is 2. All right. Let me see where I should start. Nope, not there. Okay, right here. The West considers using nuclear weapons against Belarus and Russia. On October 10th, Belarusian President Alexander Lukashenko said that the NATO leadership, as well as a number of European countries, were considering options for a possible aggression against Belarus, including a nuclear strike. The Belarusian State Security Committee is aware that the the West is considering using tactical nuclear weapons against the Republic and Russia. Wow. So, once again, coming out that they're getting ready, Belarus and Russia is scared that NATO is trying to do a preemptive strike. They're doing these drills this week that's going to include nuclear planes. Thank you for the feathers and thank you for that. Much love, guys. They are scared that NATO's about to do something. Like I said, we're on a high alertness. We're on a high nuclear alertness. This is about to be wild, man. Poland's getting ready. Lithuania and Latvia in the United States, of course, pulling the strings. So are they really getting ready for a nuclear attack? I said it can go either way. If Russia continues doing war crimes, NATO will retaliate. If Russia was the one that NATO blames for the Nord Stream, they will retaliate with Article 5. They're also hacking the United States airport. So yes, Russia is a suspect for an attack. Maybe not a nuclear attack, at least not yet, but definitely an attack from NATO. Lukashenko accuses NATO and Ukraine of planning an attack on Belarus, just showing y'all that there's multiple sources saying this is not just one. It's already on here. Let's continue on. Like I said, the United States could be behind the Crimean Bridge attack. Biden today refused a meeting with glitching. All right. This is what I wanted to get to. We talked about that. We talked about Biden has refused a Putin meeting. Hopefully this is better for you guys. Hopefully y'all caught my YouTube live if y'all really think that this is bad, because I'm kind of sugarcoating it to the point where I was on YouTube live. I couldn't sugarcoat. I had to get it all out the best that I can. Thank you, guys. Thank you, everybody that is in here. I'm trying my best, man. I'm trying my best. If people decide to listen, hopefully they do. Biden's national security focuses on Russia and China and democracy at home. The document, which every new administration is required to issue, was delayed last winter because it became clear that Russia's invasion of Ukraine was imminent. Yup. What's good, guys? What's good? Show love to the channel. Show love to the channel. Show love to my moderators that make this happen. Show love to the people in here. We're trying to get our best to get the news out to everybody, man. Sorry that I went live so late. I'm kind of glad I got on here, though. Biden's national security strategy warns China is the most consequential challenge to the United States in a decisive decade. The White House national security strategy stresses that the United States needs to shape the rules of the road around the world. Really? Really? Bro, my last video almost got to 1 million. Congratulations, Bubba. Congratulations, man. You getting in there. I see you been sharing videos, man. I'm proud of you. Proud of you, man. I already told y'all where Putin suspects did the pipeline, the United States, Poland, and he's also blaming Bulgaria and, of course, Ukraine. Biden admits inflation is a national. Oh, yeah, we already talked about that, too. I'm trying to make sure I get through all of these because a lot of these are the United States Army seeks defense against kamikaze drones, threats seen in Ukraine. They're also sending anti-aircraft missiles. So these are missiles that's about to be taking down Russian planes. I noticed they already been doing that, but they're doing it now. That's going to be on annexed territory, which means NATO is basically declaring war on Russia. I made my YouTube live, NATO and Russia war day one, because a NATO official came out today and said that basically we're in day one of World War III. Coming out that Poland has a leak in their pipeline, coming out that Germany has that big leak in the Nord Stream that was sabotage, coming out that Russia's bridge has been hit, coming out that drones have been watching Norway. and watching their infrastructure and the routes Russia's hitting is cutting powers from Poland as well, not just Ukraine, but from Poland to Ukraine, from the border because they hit Lviv. So a lot of these are strategic targets. It's showing these are targets from the West. I think they hit the German constellation as well, which is a act of war towards Germany. So, I mean, this is ridiculous. This is crazy. Yeah, they're stepping up attacks. And Zaporizhia is down again. It just was up. It was up for 2 days and went right back down. They shut it down again. If this keeps happening, a nuclear meltdown is imminent. A nuclear meltdown is imminent. Oh, I didn't even hear about that one. That one new to me. So you said Russian jets entered Alaska's airspace? I think if anywhere held a referendum, it would be Alaska. If Russia really want to cede the United States, I think they will go after Alaska. Oh, for the people saying this is fake and shit, I also have this on my computer screen because I was just looking this up before I came on here. West is considering using nuclear weapons against Belarus and Russia. Top brass. Just letting people know. But I want to see the one about them going to Alaska. And Russia. Then we can go through some more that I have on here. Russian civilians arrived by boat, mounting tensions between U.S. and Russia. Let's see, warplanes or jets. I'll just say jets. No, I don't see anything today. I'll have to look on another time when I'm not occupied on here. But yeah, I'll check on it. U.S. admitting they are expecting war with Russia and likely prepping for that now. It's not fake news. Yes, the United States have said that. Okay. Oops. Did not mean to do that. All right, let's continue on. All right. Taiwan right here saying that China looking at Ukraine to develop a hybrid warfare. The Taiwan security official said China-Taiwan conflict. They said China was also paying attention to what was happening in Ukraine. Yeah, because they're going back and forth. They're like, I wonder. Oh, Russia could do that, and that's all the United States did. Oh, Russia could do that too, and that's all the United States did. They're testing their luck. They're seeing how far the United States will be involved in this. This is kind of like a little a watch game strategy where you're watching your opponent, seeing what kind of moves they would make on an adversary that they've been watching for years and been wanting to bring down for years. And China's one of those adversaries that they want to bring down, even though there's a Chinese police force in the United States now, but that's a different story for another time. Thank you, Heather. Thanks for everybody that's showing love, guys. Now we get to talk about North Korea. Oh boy, I don't even know if I'm ready for this one yet. Where do I want to start with North Korea? Do I have the one? This is the one about Poland reports leaks in the oil pipeline. The reason I'm trying to find an article in North Korea because the United States is talking about deploying tactical nukes in South Korea. Right here. Yeah, the United States it supports a nuclear-free peninsula amid dispute over tactical nuke deployment. But because North Korea is being so aggressive on their nuke thing, they're talking about deploying those. Unscheduled meeting in Brussels raises expectation of more U.S. forces in Lithuania. So there's another one. There should be 9 brigades. They're talking about 9. As Ukraine gets closer to victory, nuclear war gets closer too. Which we already know that Russian attacks on a dozen Ukrainian cities on Monday and what Moscow calls retaliation for sabotage on the Kerch Bridge to Crimea bring the world ever closer to nuclear war. 4 U.S. government and military sources told Newsweek. So everyone, we got officials in the United States and pretty much everywhere telling us that we're on the verge of nuclear war. Not only because Russia is putting out nuclear threats, but because some of the moves that Russia's making are war crimes. And these are affecting U.S. soil, like the cyber attacks. These are affecting Polish soil, like the power cut. These are affecting Germany, like the Nord Stream. If you want to blame that on Russia, it could have definitely been the United States, but this is all, I mean, there's no fear. If you're scared, you probably shouldn't be here, man. There's no fear. If you think this is fear, you're probably a sheep, bro. This is not fear, man. This is by far fear. This is what's happening right now, and people are just stuck in their ass right now and don't want to know what's going on. But laugh at everybody else that's getting ready. All right, U.S. Army's latest field manual classified North Korea as a major threat. That's what I was just saying earlier in the live. Making sure I'm showing all the fucking facts today as much as I can. That's close to my words so they don't ban me. The latest United States Army field manual classifies North Korea as a major threat, according to Radio Free Asia on Wednesday. The updated manual will be effective through 2030. So through 2030, from now to 2030, North Korea is a major threat to the United States and the world. That's what they're saying right there. Assess North Korea as a security threat to the Korean Peninsula, the United States, and the world. Aaron's a paid puppet. I don't like Aaron. Sorry. I mean, if y'all fuck with him, I don't care. You know, that's y'all opinion. But a lot of his stuff that he said last year was fake and was you couldn't look it up. It was just what you had to believe him or not. And that was it. But yeah, I'm cool. North Korea, Iran emboldened by Russia nuke threats. Analysts. Jay, have you covered General Armageddon? Yes, I have. I also posted a video on the True News Network too. I think this is the channel that we're on. I posted a video on this channel about him as well, that he's the most ruthless general that Russia has right now. Very big issue. Now, this is why Russia is saying that NATO has declared war on Russia. They said yesterday NATO declared war on Russia. What do they mean? The Secretary General right here, Russia's victory will be NATO's defeat. NATO admitted yesterday, Jens Stoltenberg came out on the world stage and admitted yesterday, if NATO loses this war, well, if Ukraine loses this war, NATO loses. Signifying if Russia wins, NATO lose. If NATO wins, Russia lose, but then Russia uses nukes. They don't want that. So Russia took this as, oh, NATO is saying they're going to fight to the last Ukrainian. They're going to send weapons anyway. They're sending air defense systems. Look at this. They're declaring war on us. And then Pentagon Chief Austin vows to continue support for Kyiv in a meeting with Ukraine's defense contact group. They also met today, yes, and he asked for more missile defense systems. I want them missile defense systems. They're talking about sending the Patriot defense systems. That would be a major act of war towards Russia, which you will figure out very soon. Kremlin goes west for provocative nuclear rhetoric. The Kremlin on Wednesday scolded the Western leaders for engaging in provocative nuclear rhetoric after a series of warnings from Russia, the United States, and NATO on the dangers of escalating the Ukraine war, because Biden said it would be nuclear Armageddon. And that ticked off. Remember, Trump said that would be the wrong language to Russia, because that's saying that the United States would probably retaliate, would probably nuke Russia back. That's the only way it'll be Armageddon. That's the end of the story right there. So, the president, Vladimir Putin, on September 21st, warned that the West was not bluffing, warned the West that he was not bluffing when said he would be ready to use nuclear weapons to defend Russia against what he said was nuclear blackmail from major Western powers. Ain't Belarus saying the same thing? that the West is nuclearly blackmailing them. Poland could do a nuclear strike on them, or Russia, or the United States is also preparing some kind of nuclear. Okay, anyways. We express daily the regret that Western heads of the state of the United States and Europe engage in nuclear rhetoric every day. He says, we consider this very harmful and provocative practice. Yeah, I bet. I bet. All right, let's see. I'm making sure I got everything from earlier, too. There's one I wanted to show you about Article 5, but it don't look like they got a second part to that article. Yeah, that's crazy. I see the one part of the water splashing right here. This is the article I have to show y'all. And it says that NATO warns Russia sabotage on Western targets could trigger Article 5. This is the article I've been trying to get up there for you guys because this is what Jens Stoltenberg said today, because they're investigating that Nord Stream pipeline that's severed. If NATO does Article 5, this will be a declaration of war on Russia as well. Russia already said they're declaring war. They're just not, doing anything yet. But yeah, I think that the end of this, we're about to be at war with Russia by the end of this year. Possibly before December. But if we have to go to the latest, probably by mid-December, we'll be at war. The winter is in Russia's ball court. That's what they're used to fighting in. That's their favorite time to fight. That's where they can fuck with everybody's infrastructure, fuck with everybody's gas, hit Ukraine's electricity, and try to get Ukrainians to give up. They've let this war go this long. This is the second winter that's approaching. Ukraine is fucked. It's fucked. All right, we flew through that. We're doing good. I think we're halfway. Moldova is urging their citizens. Oh, yeah. Taiwan. Yeah, let's get on Taiwan. So everybody's thinking China might start the war with Taiwan, right? They're thinking, okay, China's coming up with this big old plan to take Taiwan. Yeah, they are. And they're supposed to be ready pretty soon, even though they're trying to say 2027. But don't forget, they originally said November this year. That's what they originally said. By November this year, China would take Taiwan. That's what came out of the officials' mouth, Biden's mouth last year, and everything. All right, so the army is ready for war after first strike. Defense chief. If a Chinese UAV entered Taiwan's airspace, the military would first lock onto it as a warning and later resort to a counterattack. Basically saying if a plane flies into Taiwan's air defense zone and keeps going pretty much into its airspace, that Taiwan will first lock onto it and then shoot it later. Basically saying they'll shoot Chinese planes, and then they're ready for war if China's ready to retaliate after that. Damn. Y'all must be ready. Or y'all trying to fight China before they're ready. Just like the United States is trying to fight Russia and China before they're even ready for war with the United States, which that's stupid. It still would destroy the planet. What are we gonna do? Make more nukes? Come on, man. Yeah, who's spreading false stuff? Because it's not me. Goodbye. No one in here spread that shit. All right, Canada announces new military aid package for Ukraine. Canada Defense Minister Anita announced a new batch of aid to Ukraine and armed forces, which will include ammunition, communications equipment, winter clothing, and armored vehicles and artillery. She made a corresponding announcement on Wednesday at NATO headquarters. So, yes, Canada is going to be stepping in on this. I know France said they're going to help out too. Germany already sent their side of help, and the United States is sending another batch of air defense systems to Ukraine. So they're just figuring out which ones they should send. Lithuania president draws ire by comparing German troops to a girl you can invite for a good evening. Oh yeah, I thought this was funny. I thought this was funny because they were telling them that they should permanently station German troops, and the Polish president said, "Hey, German troops ain't the ones that you can just invite for one night, for a good evening with a woman. German troops are the ones that you have to marry. They stick to you for the long run." And I'm like, oh my gosh, what the fuck? But yeah, I thought I put that one on here. That one was funny. All right, let's continue on. We already talked about that. We talked about that too. Want to make sure we get over everything. Putin schools the West. Okay, now we get into the stuff we wanted to talk about last night. North Korea nuclear umbrella. Kim Sung's remarks at the UN come as conservative lawmakers broach a possibility of Seoul arming itself with nuclear weapons. Yes, they're talking about this. And Seoul. North Korea's ambassador to the UN accused the United States on Tuesday of preventing a global denuclearization and suggested extended deterrence is nuclear blackmail against Pyongyang, days after the DPRK announced that it has simulated tactical nuclear strikes on South Korea. All right, we saw that one. Joe Biden says Vladimir Putin can stay in power if he leaves Ukraine. Yeah, like that's our decision. I mean, we can't decide if he stays in power or not. It's up to his government and his people. And sadly, they are more supportive of nuking us than going to war with Ukraine right now. Russian President Joe Biden has said that Russian President Vladimir Putin could remain in power if he leaves Ukraine, and argued his forces could simply leave the country. So what does that mean? As long as this war goes on, somehow, some way, Putin's going to get out of power? Wonder how. They get these like subliminal threats that they put out there every now and then. It's crazy. Thank you for the donation, Lawrence. Thank you for the donation to the channel, Lawrence. Much love, guys. Thank you for everybody showing love to the channel, guys. All right, let's continue on. Poland reports a leak in oil pipeline. We already know that. I talked about that a little bit earlier. Polish pipeline operator, I think it was Pern, said on Wednesday that an automated detection signal had found a leak in one of the lines, the oil pipeline, which carries oil from Russia to Europe. Pern said that it was still unclear what have caused the leak, which is detected on Tuesday evening. So another leak has been detected in another pipeline. Put two and two together. This was the proposition that Russia gave to Europe, and Europe pretty much came back and said, fuck you. Yet Russia is ready to supply gas to Europe through the remaining Nord Stream 2 line. That all that needs to be done is open tap, Putin. Russia is ready to supply gas to Europe through the remaining line of Nord Stream 2. And, well, Germany said, fuck you. We'll find our own way up through this. Pentagon didn't have to be asked. Biden over U.S. action if Russia uses nuclear weapons. So basically, Biden didn't have to ask the Pentagon for his response to Russia. He didn't have to ask the Pentagon what the response would be. They already made up the response, which I could tell you right now is most likely either sending in troops and attacking all Russia's shit like that's been sent around, or it will be nuking Russia back. Those two options are on the table. Will Russia use nukes? Well, their existence is at threat now. People are attacking those territories. So you tell me. All right. October 12th, the United States, Joe Biden said that the United States in its responses has its responses ready if Russian President Vladimir Putin uses nuclear weapons in Ukraine. Biden said that the United States has gamed out all possible scenarios that has perpetrated a Ukraine war, including the use of nuclear weapons. The Pentagon didn't have to be asked. Biden said in response to the question of whether he directed the Pentagon to come up with some contingencies in the ongoing Russia-Ukraine war. So basically, he's trying to say he came up with these himself. He didn't have to ask them. He made his own contingencies. Kremlin says Stoltenberg comments are confirmation that NATO is fighting in Ukraine. The Kremlin on Wednesday said that comments yesterday by NATO General Stoltenberg could be considered confirmation that NATO is fighting on Ukraine's side, because he said if Ukraine loses, NATO loses. If Russia wins, NATO loses. If Ukraine wins, the world wins, or NATO wins. And I'm like, no, I wouldn't put it like that, man. That does definitely sound like a proxy war. That definitely sounds like a proxy war. But now Russia's talking about hitting NATO satellites and stuff now, and having a space war with NATO and all this shit. I'm like, oh, yeah, y'all done it now. Ukraine's Zaporizhia nuclear power plant loses all external power again. That's what I wanted to show you guys today. Ukraine's biggest nuclear power plant, which is surrounded by Russian troops, has lost all external power needed for vital safety systems at the second time in 5 days. The head of the UN's nuclear watchdog said Wednesday, calling it a deeply worrying development because it keeps going down. The Poseidon is not being tracked right now. The Poseidon is missing off radar. Still. They found it for a bit and then it disappeared again. So they're thinking Russia's preparing some tests or possibly a move, which I hope it ain't the move. United States says it supports a nuclear-free peninsula despite dispute over tactical nuke redeployment. So there we go over that again. Unscheduled meeting in Brussels. We already talked about that. Let me see. Some of these we went through. That one was about the United States sending troops to Lithuania. As Ukraine gets closer to victory, nuclear war gets closer too. U.S. Army's latest field manual classifies North Korea as a major threat. Trying to see if there's any more of these I need to talk about. Putin has warned sabotaging Western targets could trigger retaliation from NATO as defense bloc prepares nuclear drills and doubles the number of warships in the Baltic Sea after horrific Russian bombing raids in Ukraine. And yeah, I talked about that too on here. Russian sabotage on Western targets could trigger NATO Article 5 retaliation. Alliance will proceed with annual nuclear preparedness exercises Steve Fest noon. NATO air forces practice the use of U.S. nuclear bombs and training flights. Yes, they will be using our nuclear bombs. This is a nuclear test, so they will be simulating nuclear attacks on Belarus and Russia as well. I already read up on this whole fucking exercise, and I'm like, what the fuck, dude? We're already on the verge of nuclear war. Do we need to make this worse? Article 5 is all NATO members. There's members of 30 countries in NATO. Article 5 says that an attack on one of those members is an attack on all. So if they're blaming Russia for this pipeline, that means that they just attacked the whole alliance of NATO, of 30 countries, and that they will all go to war with Russia. That's what Article 5 means. That was basically used for Russia. They used it on other countries as well. But yeah, that means the United States will be at war with Russia because they just attacked our Nord Stream pipeline. Because basically Germany's infrastructure is our infrastructure now in the rules of NATO, if y'all want a basic dumb down of it. Russia missile attacks spark fears of nuclear war as NATO prepares for drills. NATO has begun preparations for an annual Steadfast Noon. I told you I've been reading up on this. Steadfast Noon. Nuclear preparation exercise and nuclear fears grow after Russian missile attacks have devastated Ukraine. Yeah, everybody thinks we're going to go to nuclear war now. They're starting to pay attention because now they're like, oh, whoa, wait, Russia is getting more and more pissed off. Wait, how does this end? Wait, how does this affect the United States? Wait, like, gosh, yes, it's about to be bad. It's about to be bad, man. Hopefully people are paying attention, but a lot of people ain't. So a lot of people are in the dark. They don't even know how to prepare for this. They don't even know the shit that the New York PSA told them. They don't even know. If they didn't put out that PSA, I doubt people would have known what to do. And that's not even what to do. That's a kindergarten version of what to do. Go in the house, stay put, and stay tuned. Stay tuned to what? There ain't going to be no infrastructure. There ain't going to be no power. Stay tuned to what? There ain't going to be no news because it's going to be nuked. They're going to be gone. They're on fire. They're gone. You'll be lucky if you have a Walmart, Marks, any of that. Let me shut my mouth. I'm saying too much now. Okay, let's continue on. Russia can't win. NATO launched nuclear drills after Putin's dangerous threats. The annual nuclear drill will prepare NATO forces. They remain vigilant amid horde threats that have come from Moscow in recent weeks. So yeah, no matter what, y'all not going to stop us from doing what we have to do. It's basically the message NATO's putting out. We'll still be prepared to use nukes. We'll still be prepared to attack infrastructure. We'll still be prepared and united as NATO. And there's nothing Russia can do to change that. All these drills, what about climate change? I don't think they give a shit about climate change no more. Nuclear winter will fix climate change in a heartbeat. Our whole Earth will cool down for years to come. So I don't think we have to worry about climate change after that. At least, through my eyes. I could totally be wrong. All right, continue on. Biden's broken promise to avoid war with Russia may kill us all. Yeah, it might. I mean, you're talking about a country that has 6,000 nuclear weapons. Well, way more than 6,000. I think they got like 6,550 or some shit like that. Estimated. So it could be more, it could be less. Just like the United States is estimated, it could be more, it could be less. They got way more. We haven't checked the Russian nuclear stockpile in a while now. They jumped out of all of that. They haven't been checking ours. They jumped out of all of that. So great. Jay, can you check the news about DC? What happened with DC? What's going on with DC? Let me know if y'all got some breaking news on here. Let me know. Hold on. Explosion at DC FBI headquarters now. Okay, let me check that out. So we go from cyber attacks. Don't forget they said this was only episode 1 of what happened in Ukraine. They're talking about heading outside of Ukraine, which would be NATO territory, because NATO's involved in the war with Ukraine. That's what Russia's trying to tell people. They're involved in the war, so don't be surprised if you find an explosion somewhere in fucking NATO territory. I'm about to look this up right now. I'm on the laptop as we speak. I'm on it today, guys. I got y'all back, man. I told you I'm in this to the end. Poland and Belarus is getting bad. Yes, it is. Poland and Belarus is getting bad. All right, FBI, DC. Let's put that in. See what comes up. Explosion. Let's put explosion. Don't forget that we're supposed to be having a division in our country too, because the Democrats and Republicans are at war with each other right now. Democrats and Republicans are. Why are they showing an article from 1997? What the fuck? Whoa. Never mind. Y'all know me. Nothing. Okay, let me try Google. That's weird that it's not even on there. Do y'all know a source? Is there a source that's talking about it? Said the FBI. I'm just going to put FBI explosion, DC. Oh, there it is. FBI charges Northeastern University employee in connection with explosion incident. No, that's old. That's a week ago. $1 million. I see it on TikTok. It's on YouTube. Oh, it's on YouTube. No news outlets picked up on it yet. Okay. Let me try. Let me see somebody. Somebody might have this. Let me try a different source. I might know someone that might have this up right now. This happened 17 hours ago. Okay. Thank you. Thank you. I see it from different angles. What's popping? Brand new whip just hopped in. No, it's playing. Yeah. Something else. Russia issues civil defense. Hold on. What the fuck? That just happened. Basically telling them what to do in radiation, just like the United States. Oh, shit. Now that's another thing going on. Urgent. Russia issues civil defense instructions for entire population radiation. And then this is their, I'm guessing, the signs that they're putting up. Great. Yeah, they're getting close to that time, guys. It's definitely getting close to that time. Hell no. They tripping, bro. They definitely tripping. All right. Well, we're back up to 1,000. That's definitely not good. Good thing we got English translation on this. As y'all can see under here, the procedures of the actions of the population to go on the go signal when at work, the signal attention to all, accompanied by the activation of sirens, beeps, followed by the verbal information about the signal go. Upon hearing the signal, turn on your radio or television set. Listen to the message about the situation and how to proceed. Pass on information you receive from your neighbors. Act accordingly to the messages you have been given. Ways you should notify all: televisions, loudspeakers, sirens, bell, radio, howls from businesses and vehicles or halls. Mobile sound, amplifying installations, social networks, actions and population. Turn off lights, gas, water, heaters with a wet cloth. Use personal protective equipment. Take cover to the nearest protective structure, buried room, or other premise of an underground space, including subway. Report to the assembly area. Evacuate to a safe area. This is Russia. This is what they're telling people in Russia right now. Airborne alarm, chemical alarm, radiation alarm, threat of a catastrophic flooding, restricted signal. Oh, catastrophic flooding from a nuclear. And New York City did the same thing. This is pretty much a PSA. New Jersey as well. I remember they put up the signs in New Jersey, which I'm pretty sure you still have this on here. Let me see if he has. Yes, the ones about New Jersey. This happened in July for our country. They were putting up these signs all around New Jersey. Actually, we known about this on this channel on my TikTok since March. We knew about these signs because we looked them up. And somebody sent me this that was in New Jersey. Was like, hey man, we got these signs coming up. Can you look more into it? And nobody could figure out why they were putting up these signs. Now we know why, because we're on the verge of nuclear war. And they don't want to tell people because they don't want to induce panic. But wow, I'm glad I ran into that. That's crazy. Other countries too. Finland told its citizens to get potassium iodide. Yes, they did. And they ran out. Just sent you the video about DC. Thank you. Which I think he has a story of that on here too. Yeah, Finland tells citizens to stockpile iodine pills in case of radiation emergency. That is actually on here. And that was October 11th, as y'all can see, October 11th. Uh, Fears of actual nuclear war continue to grow over Ukraine-Russia situation. The latest example is Finland's Ministry of Health, which today told citizens to stock up on iodine pills in case of a radiation emergency. The ministry presented the new recommendation at the media event on Tuesday. The ministry said the recommendation was limited to people between the ages of 3 to 40 years old because of the potential risk of radiation exposure that it poses to that group. Wow. Crazy. Nope means no more McDonald's. Yeah, I guess so. The ministry said that there are no iodine products suitable nor available in Finland for children under the age of 3. However, the recommended dose for children under the age of 3 years old is 32.5 milligrams of potassium iodide, or for newborns, half of this. However, the ministry continues to recommend that pregnant women over the age of 40 keep a supply of iodine tablets at home, as a fetal thyroid glands are significantly more sensitive to radioactive iodine than they are among adults. Wow. Romania knew it was coming. They started handing out potassium iodides. Poland began handing out potassium iodides. April, the European Commission construction of a nuclear blast facility for itself. Yep, they are. They did. They sure did. Poland is checking their bunkers right now because they said the European Commission was preparing for a nuclear attack at the time. This was in April 6th. So they've been getting ready ever since. They've been getting ready for that ever since that as well. Russia's nuclear weapons are most likely on high alert. Otherwise, NATO wouldn't be acting so rash right now and acting so nervous to seeing what Russia's about to do. States are going to have bunkers for their people. They don't care about us. I already said that. They don't care about us. The government don't care about us. Show love to the channel. Show love to my moderators. Show love to everybody that make this happen. Thank you for everybody that come through. We do enjoy giving the news to you, even though it's crazy these days. It's crazy. Okay, but that's not what I came here to look for. We were looking for something on the FBI building being attacked. Let me see if he got on this yet. That's originally what I came on there for, but I got distracted when I seen that Russia was giving their civilians Ukrainian SBU agent caught with manpads. Russian military radio broadcast to civilians in Kharkiv to evacuate city now. Belarus, the West is considering the use of nuclear weapons against the country and Russia Federation. I just said that. Just literally put that on here. So he's already on this as well. He's on this as well. Okay, what's the last one you got today, bro? Finland tells citizens to stock iodine pills, which we already knew that. Okay. But I want to know why Russia is telling them to evacuate Kharkiv. What's going on here in Kharkiv? The Russian army is using regular AM and FM radio to transmit to Ukrainian citizens in the city of Kharkiv. The broadcasts are telling them to evacuate their city immediately. The military high-power radio transmitter is even broadcasting directly on top of what would be a traditional radio stations in the area. The military transmitters are simply overpowering the regular radio stations. Over the past 48 to 72 hours, Russian troops buildups are showing what appear to be Special Military Operations Season 2, only with very much more men. On a map, and the hand-drawn circles in the red present the buildup of Russian forces, and the circles in the blue show the Ukrainian forces and locations. Oh, damn. Like I said, Russia's about to severely take over this. This is definitely about to change. So I know they're definitely putting up to 200,000 up here. They're putting troops on the Polish border right here with Belarus. They're putting troops all throughout from Crimea up, from the east. I already knew they were going to build up in the northeast. Well, this will be the southwest of Russia, I would say. But wow, yeah, they're about to come in on all angles of Ukraine. Belarus, the Chechens, all of them are joining in on this. Don't forget Kazakhstan and all that is saying that you can't rule out them jumping into this war. So Kazakhstan could be involved in this war. Tajikistan could be involved in this war. Armenia could be involved in this war. Russia got allies, guys. They just haven't used them because they've been saying we're not at war. But if they continue to hit these areas that Russia annexed, then yeah, all options will be on the table. And they could also send a nuke all the way here to a tactical nuke to hit Ukraine. If they did, it would be in this area. They would try to nuke this area. And that would start a war with NATO because all these guys are here. All right. Most the Ukrainian forces are engaged in the southeast of the country. The Ukrainian troops of the east of Kharkiv are now finding themselves squashed in between two superior Russian force groupings, one in the Belgorod region and Russia itself, the other in Luhansk. They seem to be inside a perfect pincer situation. Ominously, for Ukraine, the sudden, very large buildup of Russian troops in Belarus in the north and northeast of Kyiv looks very much like what existed when Russia initially began its special military operation into Ukraine. At that time, the troops in Belarus and north of Kyiv moved in a 47-mile long convoy towards the city, but stopped without attacking. Wow. That's about to get crazy. So Russia's about to double up on the troops that they got in trouble. Okay, we got that. All right. Let me make sure there's nothing breaking. I'm gonna have to go through the news that I do have on here. We have way too much for a recap, for a big recap. They're still investigating that pipeline from Germany. YouTube, Angry Pepper, Canadian Prepper, and Off Grid. Yep, those are all good sources, really good sources. Let's do this. Let me see if there's anything breaking on War News. Well, not the War News 24/7, but News Now, the international news that I use. Fresh bid for Bushmasters as missiles rain down in Ukraine. Yeah, they're still going. This is day 2, guys, and they said Russia was supposed to run out of weapons. Ukrainian pilot who shot down 5 drones and 2 cruise missiles ejects in Venestria. North Korea launches 2 long-range missiles, strategic cruise missiles. That just happened 15 minutes ago, probably a little bit before that. So they shot more missiles today, nuclear-capable missiles. DPRK test fires long-range strategic cruise missiles, able to carry nuclear weapons. So again today, oh, great. All right, let me go and finish the recap that I have on here. Let's see how far back I gotta go. All right. Yeah, this is about to get wild, guys. I hope people are paying attention to this. This is not a game. I wasn't about to go into this. Oh yeah. Now we just ran to the article right after this. Wow. So I went right back to where I started. Okay. So y'all ready for this? Russian official warns space war. Wants to blow up NATO satellite constellation and disable the HIMARS. They want to blow up NATO satellites. This is another Duma member, Russian official. This ain't a Russian TV propagandist. This ain't nothing. This is within the Duma. This means they're talking about hitting NATO now, which they've been doing kind of, but now what they're saying that we're involved in the war is a little bit of a different footing, especially coming out of Vladimir Putin's mouth, because now his whole cast is hopping on that. Like, Putin, okay, then we need to do more. We need to nuke them. They're not talking about Starlink satellites. They're talking about drone satellites that they're using to help Ukraine, help direct the war in Ukraine. So they're not talking about Starlink. Okay. Right here, furious Moscow is not satisfied, according to the report. The Russian media, a state Duma representative, the Kremlin region, proposed to blow out NATO satellites in constellation. The very first Russian missile strikes on Ukraine capital. This is how the morning started at Kyiv. More follows. More explosions followed. We call on the international community to act as one voice and impose more sanctions and recognize Russia as a terrorist state. Moscow must be punished. Stand with Ukraine. Motorola has walkie-talkies to do text. Oh, see, there we go. That's a good one right there. You'll be able to text and pretty much, chirp. All right, what's next? Sweden refuses Russia request for pipeline probe info. Russia wants all to know everything that's going on with the pipeline. Finland is not, agreeing with this. I'm like, yeah, fuck you, dude. No, we're good. Pentagon speeds up shipping of air defense systems for Ukraine after Biden's promise. They're expected production by using parts already on hand. The NASAMS used by NATO nations protects the United States capital region. Wow, really? So we're sending them the stuff that's protecting us. Some of the stuff that's protecting us. So what's protecting us? Weapons if we get depleted on this? Are we at full capacity of protecting our homeland? If we keep giving away weapons? Big question people need to start asking themselves. Are we protecting ourselves? It's good to protect Ukraine. I know a lot of people are on board with giving money to Ukraine and protecting Ukraine, but are we protecting ourselves? Because there'd be no point of protecting Ukraine if we're gone. Just saying. NATO plans to fly nuclear-capable aircraft in annual deterrence exercises. The North Atlantic Organization, NATO, is set to fly nuclear-capable aircraft as part of deterrence exercise next week as Russian nuclear concerns grow. Yes, this will be simulating nuclear attacks on Belarus and Russia. Just like Russia saying that NATO is preparing for nuclear attacks on them. And then here's the one that I was talking about, NATO. NATO warns that Russia sabotage on Western targets could trigger Article 5, which is an attack on one, is an attack on all. If the defense clause was activated, the alliance members would consider any sabotage an attack on them. So if Germany decides to say, hey, since we all voted that Russia hit this pipeline, I vote Article 5. All of NATO members will have to go and fight Russia. If Germany comes out, even Poland, because Poland's part of this too. They got a leak in their pipeline now. So even Poland could be part of this and be like, hey guys, I think Russia was very aggressive blowing this up, and this is a vote on it. And all the countries that want it, even if they all don't agree to it, the countries that want to help will help. So like the UK might jump in this, France might jump in this. The United States, of course, would be probably the main one jumping in this, since they're trying to postpone these elections anyway. But yeah, it will be crazy. Let's continue on. An attack on NATO energy supplies will provoke united and determined response, Alliance Chief vows. What is a united and determined response? Isn't that Article 5? Just say what a plan Article 5. Yeah, you did. You did. The EU believes the damage to the Nord Stream gas pipeline last month was a work of sabotage, and suspicion has fallen on Russia. Nobody but Russia. That's the only name going around right now. I know they're trying to say the United States could have had a part of it. I know they're trying to say the British Special Forces could have had a part of it, but they're really blaming Russia. Heavy. Wonder why. Things are about to get crazy. Yeah, someone's saying that the FBI headquarters blew up in Washington, D.C. That's what I'm hearing right now, but I haven't found anything on it. And then this is the one about Finland, saying households should stock iodine tablets for 40 and under. So from the age 3 up to 40 years old, they're telling their residents to stock up on iodine, just in case of a nuclear accident. And right after they put this out, they completely ran out. The Finnish pharmacies run out of iodine tablets after guideline update. After they told their residents to go buy iodine, they're gone. So imagine if the United States started telling people, hey, buy potassium iodine, it's going to be gone. So you better get yours now. You better get yours now. This is to protect you from radiation if there is a nuclear attack in your area. This ain't fear-mongering or anything. This is what's going on. NATO admitted it's at war with Russia. Medvedev, the ex-Russian president and now the head of Security Council, that the bloc's Secretary General confirmed direct participation in the Ukraine conflict because he said he will not go down. If they do go down, if Ukraine goes down, then NATO loses, is what he said. And as y'all know, that would mean Russia wins. And that's stating that NATO doesn't want Russia to win, which is stating that they're arming Ukraine to defeat Russia, which is meaning that NATO is at war with Russia in their eyes. This is how they're looking at it. You got to watch the language. You can say all you want, I'm not at war with somebody, but if you're constantly arming them to defeat an adversary that you don't like, that you're isolating, that you have hella sanctions on, then you're fighting that adversary. Your goal is to defeat that adversary. So I see what Russia kind of means on that we are at war. NATO might not want to admit it, but it just take one side. Just take one side. And then right here, NATO vows united in response to Russian attack on infrastructure, showing y'all again. Thank you for everybody. This is my 4th backup. Welcome to our channel. We are blowing up on this channel. They took down my main account. I meant to say that at the beginning. Javante, the reporters know more. They won't let me appeal it. My account with 100,000 followers is gone. So sadly, that was a big heartbreak, but it ain't stopping me from reporting the news. Fuck them. I'll continue going on the way that I always have. They can't bring me down. Now let me continue on. Probably going to make this one bigger than that one anyway, to be honest. Russia is shipping Iranian kamikaze drones to Belarus. Russia is shipping Iranian kamikaze drones, the Shahid 136, to Belarus and takes ammunition for Belarusian military warehouses. Oh, so Russia is just getting it all now. They're taking it all now. That's great. Oh, man. Dang, so Russia just got pretty much a rearm. I know Belarus probably don't got a lot of shit, but I know they're really at war, so I wonder what they are giving Russia. Crazy. Lukashenko claims Ukraine is planning to start a war with Belarus. He's saying this because he's most likely getting ready to make a move on Ukraine. Also, Ukraine has blown up all the bridges with Belarus. So since they blew up all these bridges, Belarus don't have any easy way into Ukraine, but Russia and Belarus also got their own kind of bridge makers. Yeah, this is gonna be good. Jay checked on it a few months ago, and no one listened. Nope, nobody listened. Nobody listened. I already knew this was gonna heat up a while ago. I knew back in November that this was gonna heat up. And I'm like, this is about to definitely get out of hand. I'm just waiting for the big move. And now the big moves are being made. There's probably like 7 standoffs that could cause World War III right now. And the biggest standoff that's close to starting nuclear war is the one that is the worst since the Cuban Missile Crisis, or actually worse than the Cuban Missile Crisis. And that's the Ukraine war. Sadly, that's the war on Europe. Europe has a curse. Every time they seem to go to war or there's some kind of war on their soil, if spirals out of control. Spirals out of control every single fucking time. I don't want to sound dumb, but what would happen if there's a nuclear war? It'd be a Armageddon. Armageddon means pretty much the extinction of humans. Armageddon was referred as the final battle between good and evil. And pretty much everybody gets wiped. Everybody gets wiped. Probably except for the ones that's like underground, that actually got their bunkers and shit, like the officials, the governmental officials, the higher ups, president. But us regular human beings, people, everyday workers or Americans or British or whoever, we won't make it. The world is really going dark. The world is really going dark. Belarus is moving weapons and armor to Ukraine border. A convoy and armored and military equipment will allegedly for exercises in the Belarusian city of Yusk. The monitoring group, Belarus. I don't know. This is all worded weirdly. Probably because it's on there. Such a positive generation. Sadly, it can't be that positive. When you try to be positive, then you get a bunch of dancing and propaganda and weird shit that doesn't. Gotta be. You gotta be you. Be you. I ain't about to tell nobody what to be. Be you. That's who you are. If you're an optimistic and positive person, to be positive. But if you're somebody that have to give news to the world and tell people what's about to happen, news and stuff, but when it comes to politician, it's ridiculous. And y'all fall for the propaganda. What propaganda? What propaganda? Because it's all around the world right now. It's not just the U.S. saying this. It's not just Russia. China saying it. Taiwan saying it. North Korea saying it. South Korea saying it. Armenia saying it. Azerbaijan saying it. Georgia saying it. Moldova saying it. I mean, what else do you want, man? You want them to slap you in the face with a nuclear weapon for you to open your eyes and see that something's coming? Damn. I don't know how many people got to say it for people to be like, oh, shit, something's really happened. I better get my family ready and not just go after the people that's trying to help you. Oh, man. I don't care. If people don't want the help, they don't want the help. You're going to be the one out there begging for Cinnamon Toast Crunch when you get a taste for that cereal. Now, let me stop playing. I'm playing. I don't want to get on them. Get them too much attention. U.S. could assassinate Vladimir Putin if Russia uses nuclear weapons. Dropping truth bombs. Yep, I'm trying my best. Target defense ministers with Satan II hypersonic missile. I just posted that video on here. Putin's propagandists also warned viewers that the Kremlin would need to enforce a new round of mobilization because the first tranche of 300,000 wasn't enough. Yeah, I already know you guys are trying to get up to 1.2 million people to go and deploy. 1.2 million people. That's a fucking lot. That's a lot, man. Yeah, let's see what happens. Do you think it's stupid to mess up things that you want? What do you mean? I don't want nothing. I don't know how to take that. I don't want anything. I don't want a war. I want peace. I have a son out there. I want peace. I don't want my son to get harmed. So no, I don't want war. I hope they do mess it up. So people will stop saying that I want this shit because I don't. No, the fool messing up the land. Oh, I understand that. I understand that. I get what you're saying now. The White House says Biden believes Saudi Arabia has sided with Russia. Oh, don't forget the UAE too. Yeah, I think they did. I think they did. And as Crimea have traveled, visa is territory. Bulgaria on Tuesday rejected reports that the truck linked to the powerful blast that damaged Russia's bridge and annexed to Crimea had traveled to its territory. Yet Bulgaria immediately said, "Oh, it wasn't on our territory." Russia said it was through Bulgaria, Armenia, and of course Odessa and Georgia. And Georgia rejected it. Bulgaria rejected it. They're like, damn. Tolerance of Turkey risks war with Greece. Cyprus president warns. Yeah, I don't know if y'all been seeing that Turkey's been doing landing drills on the practicing landing on the Greek islands. So that's another thing that's happening right now. Turkey is getting prepared for a war with Greece. Do we need that? No, that'd be a war inside NATO. Greece and Turkey are both NATO members. But it'd be crazy. Show love to the channel if you can. If you can, it's okay. All my donation stuff should be at the bottom. Show love to everybody that makes this happen, all the moderators and stuff. Hey, moderators, if y'all ever need anything, let me know as well. I know I say that every now and then, but if you guys need anything, if you need information, or if you just, I know days that I'd be just like, oh, it's kind of hard. But if you guys need anything, let me know, man. Much love. And then more, NATO's going to hold nuclear exercises despite the warnings from Russia, because this is horrible, man. My new favorite TikToker. Oh, thank you. I try my best. We're trying our best for the people out there. NATO to hold nuclear exercise despite warnings from Russia. Why is these a big deal? Because these are going to be 600 miles from Russia, from the Russian mainland, and these are going to be nuclear exercises, meaning that they're going to be simulating nuclear strikes on Russia. And there's also going to be another half of it with the UK led, where the United States is going to be simulating airstrikes or nuclear strikes on Belarus, just in case, they decide to nuke NATO territory or a preemptive attack, which is an attack before your enemy attacks. Whew. Man, I got a lot to let out. We're almost due the first round of recap. G7 lays out demands for Lukashenko as Russia fires missiles from Belarus. The leader of all the group, 7 countries, broadly denounced Russia's most recent escalation of its war in Ukraine as a potential war crime following widespread shelling. It's my birthday, Jay. Happy birthday. I'm glad I seen that right before it flipped off. Happy birthday, man. Are we using nukes? If they decide to use nukes, we will use nukes, or we could possibly decide to use nukes too. So, this is the one that I had to translate into English. It took a while, but I think I already posted that on here. It was to talk about these exercises that Russia is stepping up exercise activity on the Norwegian border. Ukraine seeks more Western air defense help. NATO tightens security. Yeah, they put up like 30 warships in the Baltic Sea to watch for any kind of attack on allied infrastructure. NATO are monitoring Russia's nuclear forces, and Belarus prepares for combat readiness after receiving weapons from Russia. Russia has transported deadly weapons to Belarus on Tuesday and plans to move by the end of this week. And the Belarusian dictator has launched a military inspection to ensure combat readiness. Don't forget that Poland is checking 62,000 of their bomb shelters to make sure they're ready for modern day warfare, most likely with Russia. I don't have my Instagram on the PC and I don't know my password and stuff, but I do have it on my other phone, so I can put it on there. But I will do that before I head out, because we didn't did that whole freaking recap. I don't know how many articles I just put in this freaking this live, but it had to be a lot. Hopefully this is still connected to. Nope, I gotta sign in. Give me a second. I'm gonna go to the to this and then check what they just sent me on Instagram. All right, how's everybody doing? What area are you from? And welcome to my live. If you're new, well, welcome if you're back too. Kiev just attacked Jay. Oh, they did. They just, yeah. Oh man, California at the time of Harvey. Hey, okay. Texas, Kansas, Colorado, New York City, Ohio, Michigan, Minnesota, Arkansas, Canada. Woo! Shake it, baby. Shake it. Woo, baby. Yeah. Let's go. Toledo in the house. Puerto Rico. What's up, Puerto Rico? Hell yeah, everybody here. What's going on, guys? All right, I got 3 people that just shared the link. I think this is it. Explosion, speculation. Okay.
There are explosions going off in the streets of Washington, D.C., emanating from the rooftop of the FBI headquarters down on Pennsylvania Avenue. It's very loud. And they are happening every 10 to 20 seconds. We don't know what they are. And we're gonna try to figure it out, I guess. Keep trying to figure it out. The streets of DC are pretty quiet this time of night, but yeah, loud explosions.
Oh, hell no! In front of us here. You got me fucked up. What the hell?
Yeah, things are going off. By the way, guys, if you are just joining us, appreciate the likes and subscribes on YouTube. Those do help us out. Check our description for links to our Discord and our Duck Fund. But we are across the street here. So what is the numbered street? I'm not sure what the numbered street is. Probably 11th or 12th. Maybe 10th. Not sure. But we're kind of coming down up on the corner of the FBI headquarters where these explosions are going off. And it is loud. News now, Tammy Linland Height. Bequeathiest Quiet Vinyl. Jeanette D. Green, Toasted. Other folks. Michael. Yeah, good to see you guys. So, you guys can hear it.
Whoa, you see that? That was from the roof.
Will J. Luther. Nobody on the street seems to be freaking out. I see the plumes of smoke every time these explosions go off. We heard it first. Apparently we're the only people hearing this. I see the plumes of smoke going off.
Keep it up there. Oh, so it's definitely coming from up there.
9 seconds in between. Sarah, hi Sarah. Sarah hears it. Yeah, guys, I mean, it's pretty self-explanatory. You know, what the sound is, what the smoke is. We just don't know what's causing it. You know, we've been hypothesizing on our stream just for the last hour or so.
I'm only showing it because people,
is this something with the HVAC system?
This is like a 30-minute video or a 50-minute video on here. But, yeah, somebody kept telling me to show this. There was explosions at the FBI headquarters, I guess. This is the FBI headquarters that's on the screen. This was posted 20 hours ago, so no, this is not live. This is from yesterday, I guess. Probably yesterday night, around 12. Or around, probably around 2, actually. 2 or 3. But, yeah, that's why guns don't make that much powder unless they have their black powder right. Possibly training. Could be training. It is on the rooftop. But I just wanted to show y'all the video. I know they probably...
Is it...
I want to hear what some people got to say on this.
To scare away birds or something? Or is it, you know, some kind of weird testing exercise with cannons or something? I don't know. Schwarzenegger. Blue Star. Hi, Blue Star. You know, this is very... I mean, what's weird about this is like we are in the middle of downtown DC. And this is, you know, what time is it? 2:30 in the morning. So if this were some kind of planned operation, this would seem to be very, very, very odd and unusual for this to be happening at this time of night. Certainly probably in violation of various local noise ordinances.
Oh, hell no. Yeah, y'all tripping. It could be, but
it's like every 10
not that much smoke is coming from... I mean, unless this is, like they said, a black powder gun. But no, that's crazy. He said this might be for scaring off the birds. That got me too. Hell no, there's some things they won't tell people. They've been hearing stuff in Walmarts and stuff as well. Of course, nothing on the freaking, there's not going to be anything on the news on this. Remember all the weird shit was happening at the White House? Wake up, guys. But anyways, I wanted to show that before I got off of here. This is weird. This is weird, man. Can you research New York? What, something happened in New York? Oh, I never show my passwords. I'm good. But what, something happened in New York? She said, don't leave us. Let's talk. I'm doing okay. I'm not... I fell asleep for a while. I ain't gonna lie. I smoked one and passed out and came back and I'm like, oh shit. I wasn't gonna go live tonight. I ain't gonna lie. I was gonna pass out, and then I made myself wake up, and I ended up going on the live. So I was like, yep, I'm good. I got this. Don't sleep. You gotta wake up. There was an explosion at the FBI headquarters. Yeah, that was the video that we just got done watching. Several explosions. I don't know what that is. Wait, on TikTok, search New York something coming. They are making sand walls. On TikTok, let's see. I'm gonna check on that right now. They must think I'm big. They keep sending me these advertisements, these weird advertisements. I don't know why they keep sending this. It's like the top of my For You. Every time. Oh, hell no.
I'm sorry. No.
Okay. Now you're about to get me hooked on TikTok. Hold on. Let me go to search before I get hooked to watching this shit. All right. New York. That dog was about to fuck him up. Southwest Prepper just started following me. Oh, he must have got a new account. Don't forget to clear your browser. Oh, I got nothing to hide on there. I mean, unless y'all want to see Alien, never mind. I can't joke like that on TikTok. They'll shut me down. Lord. That dog bit his hand. Oh, dang. That's 411, 729. Don't see anything on the sandbags in New York. Maybe.
Here's some things that happened in New York this week. Legendary comedy institution Second City announced that they would be opening a theater and a training center.
No, it's not that.
City shuts their blocks down so that they could spray for West Nile virus. What the hell is going on? Check this out.
Yeah, I don't know. I have no idea. I must be out of TikTok jail. Yay. Oh, you're lucky. They took down my account, man. I'm so upset. She said I tagged you. Okay, let me see if I can log into this one. You tagged this account? I'm gonna try to hurry up because this phone's about to die. So if it cuts out, most likely my live. Okay, let's see. Oh, dang, we're up to 17K. Good job, guys. I see some people arguing in my comments section. Okay, let's see. She tagged me in it. What was her name on here? Angel. I gotta go to my tags. Found it. Okay.
Is there something coming to NYC that we don't know about? What are we preparing for?
Huh. Oh, the nuclear tsunami, probably. The Poseidon. That would be the only way to make a sand wall.
Is there something coming to NYC that we don't know about? What are we preparing for?
Wow. I don't know. That is strange, though. That is strange. I'm checking it out now.
Is there something coming to NYC that we don't know about? What are we preparing for?
I don't know. Something to check into. All right. I got to end this one. Let me give me some nightly grubs. Probably light one up. I might go live again some point tonight since I slept all freaking day and I got no reason to get up tomorrow. Except unless you guys want me to do Well, I guess I can go back on my live. And it was like, nope, your my phone died. I wasn't lying when I said this motherfucker was about to die. Watch, it's probably about to die trying to reboot back up. Oh, nope, it's good. But y'all can see that battery up there. Oh boy. All right. Well, anyways, I wasn't going to get out of here without my golden rule. Remember the golden rule: love, unity, and peaceful life. Hey, we stuck at least till that phone died. This one got like 72%. But this is to order my Uber to hopefully get myself something to eat. All right. Thank you again, guys, for everybody that came through. Thank you for the ones that stayed in the live and listened. I hope you guys have a great night. And like I said, remember to go to rule, love, unity, and peaceful life. And on top of that is preparedness and awareness. I will see you guys on here either later tonight if I'm bored or sometime tomorrow. Peace.